If you're looking to invest in Canada, but you don't want to go with a high-priced financial advisor, but also at the same time, you think you might need a little bit of help and you don't want to completely do your own portfolio, I think a robo-advisor could be the perfect solution for you. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 3 robo-advisor picks that I have for Canadians. Hey, what's going on? It's Chris here from Wealth Awesome. If you're looking for an easy way to invest in exchange-traded funds or ETFs in Canada, you have to take a close look at Robo-Advisors. It's an exciting tech solution for the complicated task of investing. Robo-Advisors should serve 2 primary goals for you, the consumer, and that's to make ETF investing easy and at a low cost. In the past couple of months, I've taken apart over a dozen robo-advisors in Canada and looked closely at what's inside and have written detailed reviews on my blog, wealthawesome.com. And the results to me were surprising. Certain companies impressed me and others disappointed. So here's my in-depth guide to the best robo-advisors in Canada that should help you choose which one is right for you. Stick around until after list is done because I'll go over my personal thoughts on robo-advisors in Canada. And if you get lost, check out wealthawesome.com. I've written about this extensively. Before we go along any further though, I just want to say my first pick for best robo-advisor is Questwealth in Canada for the reasons below here. I'll go into this in way more depth, but just in case you wanted to know what my pick was right away, that's what it is. I'm gonna go over the factors that I looked at when deciding which ones were the best robo-advisors in Canada. As robo-advisor companies are relatively new and offer a very similar product, choosing the best one can get a little bit tricky. Here are my picks for the most important factors you should judge when choosing a robo-advisor. The first one is fees. Robo-advisor investing is usually a long-term commitment. That is why having low fees is crucial in choosing a robo-advisor in Canada. A 0.2% fee difference per year might not seem like much, but that small amount stretched over a long time frame can add up to several tens and even hundreds of $1,000s of lost fees. And here's a lesson to learn about robo-advisor fees from the active versus passive management investing argument. The main criticism against Canadian mutual fund companies in recent years has been the huge fees that it charges for active management, often over 2% per year. As you can see from the chart, the majority of actively managed funds underperform the market in Canada, in large part due to the excessive fees that they charge. The bottom line is that investment fees matter tremendously to your returns, and that should apply to robo-advisors as well. The second thing to take into consideration is performance. And I want to highlight this because everyone is concerned with robo-advisor performance, but I want to caution against judging a company by its past returns. Robo-advisor performance is challenging to rank and predict between companies for the following reasons. The first one is that many robo-advisor companies are relatively new, so don't have a lot of performance data that you can analyze. It's tough to compare apples to apples. Some robo-advisors have different methods of investing. For example, Questwealth is not a truly passive robo-advisor and uses active managers, and Questwealth has personalized portfolios for each investor. Even if one robo-advisor has consistently outperformed another one over the past few years, also does not mean that it will continue to do so in the future. Since all robo-advisors are investing in ETFs, it's nearly impossible to predict which ones will have the best performance in the future. You could compare the asset selections and what the weightings to things like geography and market cap size of each robo-advisor company are and see which one you like the most. But again, you can only gauge what you believe will have the best performance in the future, which is a tough forecast for anyone to make. And here's where portfolio fees will come into play again. It's the one factor that is predictable and controllable between robo-advisors and that will have a big effect on performance. The lower the fees, the better the chances that the long-term performance of a robo-advisor will be comparatively higher than another one. The third thing I looked at was portfolio selection. So you have to make sure that the robo-advisor has a portfolio that is suited for you, depending on what type of investor you are. So for example, after doing an investor questionnaire, if you decide that you're, say, an ultra conservative investor and you need a 90% fixed income portfolio, some robo-advisors might not have that right portfolio for you. So that robo-advisor obviously isn't the right one for you. Each robo-advisor has its own investor questionnaire that will place you in one of its categories. While they are mostly fine, you can go the extra mile and double check this with a third-party questionnaire, such as the Vanguard Investor Questionnaire, which I'll link to in the description. After you figure out what type of portfolio is right for you, check that the robo-advisors you are targeting will have something that is well suited for you. If you're concerned about the ethics of investing in companies, you will also want to see if the company offers socially responsible investing, also known as SRI options, but be aware that they usually come at a slightly higher cost. All right, so let's get going on with my top picks. Number one is Questwealth. Questwealth is the robo-advisor for Questrade, which is Canada's leading online discount broker. It was a very close call for me between Questwealth and Wealthsimple for the number one spot. And in my opinion, you can't really go wrong with either one. But where I feel Questwealth wins is on its shockingly low fees. At 0.2 to 0.25% per year, it's about half or less than half of its main competitors. And while fees are not guaranteed to predict which robo-advisor will have the best performance in the long run, it's undoubtedly a huge factor to consider. And the incredible thing is how Questrade somehow manages this low fees while having actively managed portfolios. This means that they don't follow a set and forget passive ETF strategy that most robo-advisors do. The main argument against active management is the high fees. But if Questwealth can have people actively managing its funds at somehow half the price of other robo-advisors, fees of active management to me is not a negative point then. Questwealth has a decent selection of 5 different portfolios, which is an adequate amount to cover most of investors' needs. I also love the fact that Questwealth has online live chat, so I can communicate with them when I'm too busy to call and I don't want to wait for an email either. If you ever decide to become a do-it-yourself investor, Questwealth, as I mentioned, is owned by Questrade, which is Canada's probably most well-known trading platform, so it would be an easy transition to make. So the pros to summarize are it has industry-leading low fees with active management, it has access to online live chat, and it offers socially responsible investment, or SRI portfolios. It also has free tax loss harvesting, and your first $10,000 is managed for free for the first year with a link in the description below. Some of the cons are that actively managed portfolios are not proven to outperform passive portfolios, but that is largely due to fees, which don't really count in this case. My second choice for best robo-advisor in Canada is Wealthsimple. To me, it has the best future outlook and platform. You've probably seen some of Wealthsimple's clever commercials that feature well-known celebrities, and this has helped propel the company become the largest robo-advisor in Canada in terms of the number of customers and the size of assets. But aside from its flashy marketing, let's see what else makes Wealthsimple special. With fees of 0.4 to 0.5% per year, Wealthsimple's fees are pretty average compared to its competitors, but where I feel that Wealthsimple outshines its competitors is its ease of use and its broad product offerings that are not just its robo-advisors. This obviously has been working for the company as it has just achieved a $5 billion valuation, and to me, it's the best future pick. Investing should be made easy, and Wealthsimple really lives up to its simple name. You can set up and invest within minutes, and it has a friendly and trusted brand that will be enticing to beginner investors, which many robo-advisors are. Wealthsimple also has the most impressive lineup in the likelihood that you want other products. In addition to Wealthsimple Invest, the company has recently launched Wealthsimple Cash, which operates similar to a high interest savings account, which offers you way higher interest rates than any of the big banks. And if you ever decide to make the change to a do-it-yourself investor, the company also recently launched a zero commission online broker platform called Wealthsimple Trade. Having different products for evolving customer needs is important, as most people prefer to deal with just one company and find it tedious to split up their services with multiple companies. Anything that makes investors' lives easier is a big plus in my books. I think that Wealthsimple has by far the best strategy for tying that all together that is outside of the big banks. I also think Wealthsimple lacks is that it only has three main portfolios: a conservative, a balanced, and a growth portfolio. This will not be enough to cover a wide range of different investor types, and some people though might see this as a benefit as it keeps things simple. To summarize the pros of Wealthsimple: broad product offering, well-known and trusted brand, easy to set up and start investing, an acceptable fee structure, and you can get the first $10,000 managed for free as well. So the cons are that it only has three main portfolios available. It has no online chat available either. Third up is probably one you haven't heard too much about, and it's called Modern Advisor. Modern Advisor is a Vancouver-based company and a fantastic choice for beginners for a couple of reasons. The first is that your first $10,000 is managed for free with the company, which is a pretty common offering for Robo-Advisors. But what sets Modern Advisor apart for beginners is its no-risk $1,000 trial period where you can actually earn real returns with fake money. So I'll give you an example here how it works. So say you start a free trial and invest $1,000 of Modern Advisors trial money. At the end of the 30-day trial period, if your investments are up, say 10%, and it's now worth $1,100, you can decide to fund your portfolio with the real $1,100 of your own money, which means that you've made a profit of $100 for zero risk at all. And this applies if the portfolio loses money. So say the portfolio loses $100, you could just say, I don't want to fund my account, and you get away scot-free. So you don't have to worry about losing any money. And this is a very unique trial period, and I haven't seen it offered by any other company. It basically is a free call option on your first $1,000 that you're investing with this company. It's a very neat entry point for those who are not sure about investing with Robo-Advisors, and it's great to get your feet wet. You get to see how the whole Robo-Advisor process works without risking any of your own money, and yet you get to reap all of the gains and none of the losses when the 30-day trial is over. You'll get to see the daily shifts in your $1,000, and at the very least, you'll learn more about investing and ETFs. I also like how Modern Advisor has 10 different portfolios based on your risk profile. This is a large number of portfolios and should cover the majority of investors in Canada. It's not just for beginner investors either. The advisors at most Robo-Advisors generally give basic advice and aren't suitable for people who need complex financial advice. However, with Modern Advisor, you have the option to pay an additional fee for a dedicated Certified Financial Planner, or CFP, which is the gold standard for financial advisors for your account, who can walk you through more complicated scenarios such as retirement, insurance, and mortgages. Modern Advisor has a good fee structure, but definitely not quite as low as Questwealth, my number one choice, and not as an impressive product lineup as Wealthsimple for things such as Wealthsimple Cash or Wealthsimple Trade, which is why I have it ranked as the third best Robo-Advisor in Canada. So the pros: the killer feature is the $1,000 free trial period funded by Modern Advisor, which is like a no-risk call option. And I've put a link in the description below if you want to give it a try. There's also the option for paid premium financial advice for larger accounts, which was a really cool feature that I really liked. The cons are the average ETF MERs are a bit high. Alright, so the crown for the best Robo-Advisor in Canada, for my choice, again, it goes to Questwealth. Looking back on the factors I was using to judge Robo-Advisors, Questwealth comes out head and shoulders above every other competitor for my most important factor, which is fees. The low fees should help impact it positively in terms of performance over the long term as compared to its competitors. Along with the solid portfolio selection and the strong reputation of its parent company, Questrade, this has helped push my choice for Questrade to number one. But again, Wealthsimple comes in very close at number two, and I still love the company. Modern Advisor is very interesting too with this trial period, so you can give them all a try if you want. My thoughts on Robo-Advisors in Canada: I think they're a great offering and they really help to fill a gap of what I see as the investor that doesn't want to do financial advising, but they also don't want to do full-on building their own portfolio themselves. So if that's the case, I put a link in the description below to all of these companies. And if you're not sure about them, give their helpline a call also. Talk to a human, see what they're all about before you make your choice of what to invest in. Alright, since you made this far, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I put out content every single week, reviews like this. Also, I talk about investing, how to make money online, travel tips. Be sure to check out the blog wealthawesome.com. Also, it's one of Canada's leading personal finance blogs. It goes into this topic into way more detail and also have many other topics for Canadians to take a look at. So as always, thanks for listening.